thank you for coming. Yes. Yes, this is the Raider Nation report. Yes, Commish is in the house tonight. Yes, line is to the right. Yes, ma'am. Looking amazing in that silver and black, I must say. Yes, VIP is to the left, sir. If you give me your name, I'll check, make sure you're on the list. Yes, you have to be on in advance. Weeks in advance, sir. Yes, line is to the right. Yes, Raider Nation report tonight. A lot to talk about. Yes, there is a full bar inside, sir. Guys, you can't smoke that right here by the door. Just step over there a little ways. I love the smell. Smells amazing, but please, not right by the door. Yes, we will be opening the doors very soon. You know these guys like to run a tight show. They're just making sure everything's in order. Yes, ma'am. You can say hi to the midgets on the way in. Absolutely. VIP to the left. Regular line to the right, please. Doors will be opening very soon. Thank you all for coming. Enjoy the show. What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live as always from the friendly confines of Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. Just where is that, might you ask? Well, I know it's been a long weekend. We've all been celebrating the Raider victory. Week 1. We're excited. So, no. You're going to need some simple directions, a little reminder. Probably got into excessive celebrations this weekend, adult beverages, herbal refreshments. Who's here to judge? I may have partook myself. I was excited. I know you were. And Joe was excited too. So, he may have spent a little on the games this weekend. He won some. He bet on the Raiders. He won some cheddar. But he bet on the other games, too, because, he's a gambling man. So, slip Joe what you should on the way by. And he's going to point you in the right direction. He's going to tell you to take a left as soon as you pass that creepy house with the boarded up windows. Then you're going to take a right. And then as you find yourself strolling down the street, minding your own goddamn business, this really sketchy looking fucking alley is going to be to your immediate right. Now, as you pass this alley, there's going to be some shady characters hanging at the edge. It's alright. Pay them no mind. You're going to walk by. And as you venture deeper down this deep, dark alley, you're going to find a special little place at the end. A special, special little place that those of us that stray just a little bit to the dark side of Raider Nation like to call. Deep behind the enemy line, this is Raider Reaction, and as it is every Tuesday, this is the Raider Nation Report, a solid damn 60 minutes of everything silver and black. hosted by yours truly. And thank you for joining me, each and every one of you. I'm excited, just as excited as every one of you are. I'm excited with reason. With reason. I'm not losing my motherfucking mind like some people. And some people allude to think that I'm losing my mind. I mean, my motherfucking mind was lost long ago. But as far as in this scenario, no, I keep it in check. I get it, it's only 1 week. But the fact that you have established a full 1-game lead over your entire motherfucking division in the first week is a reality and a real thing. Wrap your head around it. It's the complete best step you could have took in week 1 of a season. Period. Every motherfucking team in the division lost, and you beat one of them. The only way it could have been any better is if you beat the Queefs in week 1. That's it. Wrap your head around how beautiful it is. Okay? I don't get it. I don't understand the negativity. You should be fucking ecstatic right now as a fan base. Ecstatic. This is the best case scenario start for a season you could ask for. You came out injury free, a division win on the road, and every other motherfucking team in the division lost. And on top of it all, the fucking off-season champion that they crowned only lasted 75 seconds with their new quarterback. And they're done. And the other fucking poster boy that they want to run out there, Josh Allen, pissed down his leg. They couldn't beat a fucking team with no quarterback. Listen, there are chinks in the armor of all of the teams that are supposed to be the it boys of the National Football League. Understand, man, any given motherfucking Sunday and the trajectory of the story of the National Football League season changes on a week-to-week basis. This is why we watch. It's the greatest motherfucking soap opera, the greatest movie, the greatest miniseries, trilogy, saga, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that's going. That's why we watch. Last night, within 5 minutes of the start of that motherfucking game, the entire fucking league lost their minds, whether you were a fan of the Jets or not. You were either pointing and laughing or sitting in shock, but that's the league that we watch and love and that our team is a part of. That's why we watch, man. That's why we watch. And get on board. Get on board. There's a lot to be excited about. We got a good show tonight. We got a lot to talk about. Got a week 1 recap. The Tyree debut. We got to talk about this in a little more detail, man. So people need to pump the brakes and have no idea what a Liz Frank injury is, obviously. Because the way people are talking about this guy, like he should just be fucking put a twist tie on him and set him out on the curb. It's just ridiculous talk. So we'll get to that. The Myers update, obviously, Jacoby and his health is a huge topic. We'll touch on that. Chandler Jones, what the fuck is going on with this fucking nut job? ESPN rankings, we're going to be following that all season. We do it every season. You got to have some sort of barometer. Have the rest of the world looks at the team, and we choose the worldwide leader in bullshit related to sports. The sponsors, the Cool Kid, the newsletter, the Bills preview, heading to fucking Buffalo. The team's practicing, is it Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky? So, some fucking where over there they're practicing. I forget now. I'm sure somebody will correct me in the comments or hook me up with some, I want to say Virginia, for some reason sticking in my head. But they are practicing somewhere over on the East Coast, so it's not as far of a travel for the game, so that's good. We'll talk about the Bills preview. We do have a fan of the week this week, and we got them fucking stacked up. West Virginia, thank you, Chad. I knew it was one of the Virginias. It was the more inbred version. That's why Chad knew which one it was. I tell you what, I used to drive through West Virginia on my way back home when I was in the military in Virginia, and have to drive through West Virginia. And I had to get off the road once in West Virginia because I was having a little car trouble. Actually, I had to get off of the interstate, and man, I swear, it's like I heard banjo about fucking 100 yards off of the freeway. Dude, I pulled into a gas station in the middle of motherfucking nowhere, and this dude had never seen a car like mine. It was a Pontiac Firebird. It wasn't that exotic, trust me. And he was looking at it like it's some sort of a Lamborghini. I felt like I'd went back in time at least a couple decades, and yeah, But I'm sure West Virginia is a wonderful place. I've just drove through it and by it really fast. Moving on. We do have a fan of the week, and we've got them stacked up. Some of you have sent some nice additions. I got to say, I've got some fucking videos. I've got staged photos. I'm impressed. I'm impressed thus far with the fan of the week selection. So go ahead and keep sending them in. Good place. See, I knew you was a West Virginia. How did I know? See, you know all about West Virginia. Fan of the week, we got them stacked up. But if you want to be fan of the week, I've got a limited edition amount of the 2023 poker chips. They're going out to fan of the week, and we'll close it off with a WTF. I've rambled enough. Chad's distracted me enough. The midgets are not keeping me on fucking post, and let's get on it. The week 1 recap. Let's talk about it. Let's get to it. It is what has been driving our week thus far. It's beautiful as a fan base when you get to start off. Now, let's start about the beginning of this game right here, okay? Since it's playing behind me, let's start with the beginning of this game. I get it. You're the guy who came out and had the onside kick in the Super Bowl, and you're that guy, and you got to come out and make that guy kind of plays. But the fact that you have probably been preparing and practicing and think you were pulling off some big fucking momentum swinger at the beginning of the game was just hilarious. That it completely blew up in your fucking face, and then the Raiders went down and scored a touchdown off of it. That was spectacular. You couldn't have asked for a better outcome of that dumbass fucking clown call. Disrespect to the fucking nines. Thought you were going to pull that shit off. So, that was hilarious. We'll start with that. Let's start. Where do we start? Let's start at the top. I think we should start at the top, and that's the quarterback play. I think Jimmy Garoppolo came out and solidified himself as the leader of this team. He made plays with his arms and with his feet that endear you to the players around you, that share a locker room with you. He gave his body up and sacrificed for first downs. He was smart. He ran when he needed to. And I think Jimmy G came in and proved why he was the guy. He closed, I don't know how many times over the past several seasons since I've been doing Raider Reaction, I don't know how many times I've mentioned the phrase stepping on the throat and the inability of this team to step on a throat and close out victories. It is a problem that this team has had for a long time. They don't know how to play with the lead. They don't know how to be aggressive with the lead, and they don't know how to step on the throat when they have the chance to put the fucking game away. You just don't give it back to your opponent and give them one last chance and hope the defense can hold. You just don't do that. When you have the ball and you have to put a grinding fucking game-finishing drive together, you gotta Jimmy G is just the guy who can get it done. He can lead the charge. He can lead the finish. He's just a leader of men. I don't care about stats. The only one that matters is the W. 20 for 26 and 200 yards and 2 touchdowns and 1 pick. It's not sexy stats. You stick a W and 1-0 next to that. That's all I give a fuck about. That's all I care about. Jimmy Garoppolo, I mean, A+ for week 1. Sure, I'd love to see him stretch the field a little more. I'd like to see a little more points. But you got to understand that this is a guy coming in with all new weapons around him. He's got to get a little familiarity with this team. This was the first live action, really, with a number 1 defense, people really coming at you to take your fucking head off. And look across the league as a whole. It was very pedestrian efforts by a lot of the teams who are supposed to be the top flight teams. The Raiders looked right on par with the rest of the league that won. I don't know why people aren't more happy about their performance. Don't know why people aren't more happy. Josh Jacobs, this is the one credit I will give the Donkeys, and Peyton, the defensive coordinator, whatever their game plan was for defense, and to attack and neutralize Josh Jacobs worked. Josh Jacobs got the ball 19 times, only got 48 yards. That's 2.5 yards a carry. That is not the Josh Jacobs that we are used to or accustomed to seeing. So they came out and took out the number one weapon. Excuse me. Oh, so I'm going to sneeze there. They came out and took out the number one weapon, and that made you have to do things a little differently. And they started going to Jacoby Myers, and I think Jacoby was just the hot hand. They were using Devontae a little bit as a decoy in points, and Jacoby was getting open, and he was the guy who was getting some of the big plays. Hunter was not out there a lot, and he didn't even get targeted, but I don't think that's a bad thing. You got to consider it's week one. Not everybody's going to get the ball. A couple guys only got one, and it's week one. You go with the hot hand. You go with what works. They neutralized your running game, so you need to figure out something else that was working. And I think the fact that Jacoby Myers was your hot hand. You were able to get Devontae worked in, and you really used Devontae's talent and just the fact he's Devontae Adams and he's out on the field was such a positive for the Raiders and being able to move guys around in the passing. You just got to respect the fact that he's out there on the field, even if you're not throwing him the ball. And that's the factor of having a true number one wide receiver that the Raiders haven't had for a long time. Is you just get that level of respect from the defenders and from the defensive coordinators. And that allows guys like Jacoby to get off. Now, Jacoby had an amazing game, and we're going to get more to his health later. But, I mean, as a guy coming in a new system with all new guys, he had an amazing premiere in the silver and black. I mean, you couldn't have asked for better. Jacoby was starting on one of my fucking fantasy teams. I was losing my goddamn mind. What a day he was having. And it's a damn shame, because that was, I mean, those are the plays they're trying to take out of the game, and I get it. It's you want to call them dirty, you want to call them this and that, but those are hard at full speed, man. When a guy's trying to get to the ground and you're trying to make the tackle, and God forbid you miss the fucking tackle and the guy goes in for a touchdown. It's a fine line to cross, and I don't know. These guys are going 100 fucking miles an hour. And from one way or another, it's just hard for them to steer. I mean, when the offensive guy starts to go down, naturally you're going to start to follow down with, I don't know. Those are tough, man. It just sucks that our guy was on the bad end of this one, and the guy who was the highlight of the game, really. Honestly, Devontae Adams had 6 catches for 66 yards, 11 a catch. Jacoby led the way receiving with 9 receptions, 81 yards, averaged 9 a catch, 2 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs also grabbed a couple catches for 23 yards, and Hooper, DeAndre, Carter, and Zeus all grabbed 1 catch. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, Nate Hobbs had a really good performance. I thought Nate Hobbs played phenomenal, and Divine Diablo played phenomenal as well. You had some guys on the defense that really, really played well, and I thought the defense had a solid Week 1 performance. I think people are being way too critical. This is a defense now that only gave up 16 points against a division rival on the road, in their house, and only 3 in the second half. And they bowed up, made them kick, deep into the red zone in situations where they would have loved to score, forced kicks. It was a bend but not break defense. I thought the defense did really, really well. Robert Spillane played good. I wouldn't give him a gold star, maybe a silver one. Silver's better than gold anyway. But I think as a whole, probably the weakest part of the defense was the push. And your defensive tackles, your edge. Max had a good game, but Tyree, not the best. So we'll get to that in a second. Let me back up and let me hit the D-backs. Epps had a pretty good game. The debut in the silver and black, though, for Marcus Peters was less than spectacular. He did have some issues out there. It wasn't his sharpest effort, but, we look for him to bounce back and do better next week. Everybody can't hit on Week 1. But there was so much more positive than there was negative on the defensive side of the ball that I think that you can really use that to grow on for tape this week and to build positivity, momentum going into this game. Because the Bills did not look like world beaters. Obviously, they weren't even fucking Jets beaters without a quarterback last night. So they look like a beatable team. They kind of finished like they finished last season, honestly. So have they peaked? Because there becomes a point when a team like that peaks. And we'll talk about that later. Man, I'm saying that a lot tonight. Fuck you. All right. Moving back to this Denver game. As a whole, it was positive. I think the defense played well. I think they played better than we've seen them at a lot of points in the past. So I think that's a good positive step. Your offense played well with a lot of new moving parts, and most importantly, your new quarterback. I think your new quarterback solidified himself as the leader of this team, and I think he endeared himself to some of the guys in this locker room. I think it was a positive all the way around. Refresh the YouTube chat down there. Not sure if it's working today or not. It's been funky lately, but I did refresh it. If anybody's over there. What's up, Dennis? What's up, everybody? Let me take a pause. Let me hit a pause there. Fucking highlights started going behind me, so I was just on a roll. Thank you all for joining me, man. Each and every damn one of you. Appreciate you all. Appreciate you all. What's up, Robert? Paul, Mike, Chad, Ryan, Brent. What's up? Spleeve. Anybody that I missed? Dale, one of the cool kids. What's up, Dale? Raider Myron. What's up? What's up? Be seeing you at opening day. What's up, everybody, man? Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for joining me. Now, I think one of the biggest things and one of the biggest conversation pieces coming out of week one was the debut of Tyree. And Tyree, what I think people don't really understand is what the expectations are for Tyree out of probably the first month of this season. He's going to be ramping up over the first month of this season. He is healthy right now, but the foot injury that he has, the Liz Frank injury, which is basically a separation of your foot, the biggest thing that you lose and what takes the longest to come back is explosiveness. He can run. He's healthy. His foot's back together. But because he's a football player and he's playing his foot in the ground and he's a defensive player and he's propelling himself with that foot, it's going to take time for that power to come back in that foot for him to be able to push off. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to come back at all. It will absolutely come back. There are plenty of football players that have had the Liz Frank injury in different degrees, all the way across the foot, one side of the foot, the other side of the foot. There's all different, and they typically all come back fine, but it takes a while for the explosiveness and to be able to get off the line like you were before the injury. It's going to take him a minute to come back, and people need to understand that. This is a young man, and he's going to have to work his way back out there in the middle of a violent game. So he wasn't as explosive as he will be in the near future, and even probably more by the end of the season. As long as he can not stay healthy and not re-injure the foot, Tyree is going to be, I think, an amazing player. He's healthy, but he's not all that he was back to with the explosiveness and the everything pushing off on that foot. He's probably having to push off on the other foot, and he's probably... You know how it is. If you've got a part, or you pulled a muscle on one part of your body, you overcompensate with another part of your body, and it just doesn't feel natural. And I got a feeling that's probably what's happening. Is he's probably still babying that foot a little bit, even though it's healthy. It's hard to trust it again right away, and he's probably pushing off a little with the other foot. Maybe it doesn't feel as natural to him, but give him time, man. I have a history of 20 fucking years of foot injuries over and over of all different fucking kinds. I've spent more than a minute in a specialist's office dealing with my own fucking feet issues to understand that it takes a minute to come back when you have injured a foot. I've had the plantar fasciitis injury I don't know how many times. Sometimes that takes 6 to 8 months just to come back from that, to have full movement and push in your foot. So the Liz Frank is a much worse injury because it's full tears of basically where your toes connect to your foot. And it tears all those little shit all the way along there, man. It is a bad injury. It is a bad fucking injury. Hey, what's up, Sebastian? There, the YouTube chat's working. Yes, I do believe, brother. It did look like a little bounty hunting. Like, take Jacoby out. I can't disagree with that. He is known for dirty play. This is true. That dude's got too many yards. He catches another pass, somebody's getting fired. Take him out. Take him out. You may be right, Sebastian. You may be right. Bounty Gate 2? Maybe. So pump the brakes on Tyree. Pump the brakes on Tyree. I've heard a lot of trash in that kid, and I think it's just because people don't understand the injury. He's back, and the fact that he's healthy, man, the fact that the kid is healthy and on the field and playing after that injury, you have no idea how gigantic that is. Just the fact he's out there and playing right now, after that injury, as catastrophic of an injury as that is to a guy that fucking big, because that foot is having to propel that big sumbitch, man. That is a big fucking dude. That foot ain't pushing a guy my size or your size or an average fucking person's size. Have you seen the size of this guy? This dude is superhuman. And that foot has to propel a superhuman body. And it is going to take a minute to get back. The fact he's on the field is phenomenal. The fact he's able to run full speed and do what he does right now is phenomenal. That means it's only going to get stronger and it's only going to get better every fucking practice and every game and every time he gets out there. So, man, give him some time. I'm just happy he's out there, and the fact he made it through a whole game and was a big part of the defense, that's all we needed to see out of Tyree in week 1. That's all we needed to see. Now just continue to get better and get stronger, and he's going to be just fine. Now, somebody else that we're hoping is just fine is obviously the star of the game this last game, and that was Jacoby Myers. I mean, he came in number 16, man, and made his debut with a fucking bang. I mean, this dude was straight money. 2 touchdowns. What I say earlier, 9 receptions, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns. Amazing performance. But he definitely got his bell rung. And was it a targeted attack? Was it the next time the ball hits Jacoby's hands, somebody better be ringing his fucking bell? Was that what was said on the sideline? Possibly. I mean, Sean Payton's not known as the cleanest guy. Sebastian alluded to it down in our YouTube posse chat. I'm about to get some YouTube posse shirts. You gotta have, and I know who comments on the YouTube shit. So I've literally got to see you commenting on our YouTube show to get like a YouTube posse shirt. I think that'd be fun. I like that idea. Like, you know, limited, because the YouTube posse's tight. It's like, I know. All right, but I think it's a solid. I have no idea. It's not. I have no idea what the fuck. I just completely went off the fucking rails there. Lost that train of thought. That's all right. Let me come back. Pull that back on the road. Let's try that again. Jacoby Myers is in concussion protocol. That's what we're talking about. So we don't know the status of Jacoby yet. He was up. He was walking around in the locker room. He was talking to players after the game, and looks positive, but they're really leery about sending guys back out there. And man, that was a heinous hit. And the camera angle. I mean, he had the ball clutched. He wasn't letting that sumbitch go. He had the ball. But man, the eyes I don't think were exactly going the same direction. And he was clearly out. So those are hard to I don't know, man. we get him back this week, I hope I'll be watching, tracking it daily. But as of right now, he's still in the concussion protocol, and I haven't heard any update or timeline regarding Jacoby at this point. So stay tuned to the page. What I know, you'll know. JoJo!
Call security.
Easy out there. Easy. I see you're getting rowdy out there. I see you. You can settle down now. Moving along. Alright. I'm just in one of them fucking moods tonight. I was telling my wife before I came on, it's going to be one of them shows. It can go either way, good or bad. Alright, moving on. Do I think Hunter will... Absolutely. Absolutely, Dale. The Hunter thing, I think, is completely overblown. You go out there and you see a receiver who's getting open, who is having success against the guy that they put on him to cover him. You see that Devontae is drawing coverage, and Jacoby's being able to get open against the guy that's on him. He's just the hot hand. He's just the hot hand. And Jimmy felt comfortable with him, and things were clicking that game. It doesn't, it's game to game, man. I mean, next game, somebody else could be the guy, and the next game, somebody else could be the guy. I mean, the same guy doesn't catch 2 touchdowns and fucking 100 yards every game. It just doesn't go that way. Now they're going to key on Jacoby next game, the Bills probably, if he's out there. And, maybe Hunter's the guy that gets open. And maybe it's Michael Myers. So, who knows? Who knows? I'm not concerned. You can't get too excited about too much or too little of anything in week 1. You just can't. Because there's going to be adjustments made on both sides going into week 2 and then week 3. And it takes a while before, plus you got a new quarterback who doesn't know any of these guys and has to build some familiarity, some camaraderie out on the field. And I think they're going to be fine. I think Hunter can get open. So that's not going to be an issue. And if he's open, he'll get the fucking ball eventually. And Hunter can get open. We all know that. This is Hunter's really his first year in this system. I mean, he played in it last year, but we know that he was injured and banged up early. So he had his big year under Gruden. It wasn't under McDaniels. So it's going to be, we'll see. He's got to work and get out there and I think get a little more familiar himself as well. So I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned about anything after week 1 because I think all of that will work itself out in due time. I think they just went with the hot hand. That's all it was. Chandler Jones. No Chandler Jones in week 1. And obviously, we know why. Because dude lost his fucking motherfucking mind, his professional faculties, and God knows what else. So, it's a personal matter. The head coach refuses to touch on it. And he says this week, again, I'm saying the exact same thing I said last week, it's a personal matter. So at this point, it's Tuesday. It's the end of the day on Tuesday now. And there is still no word on Chandler Jones for next week. So unless you start to hear some news tomorrow, Thursday, where's the line in the sand for this one? Where does it get drawn? And what is the end game here? You can't release Chandler. There's so much money tied up in this guy. You can't trade him because I think the contract fucking sucks. He doesn't have much of a leg to stand on because you paid him a fucking boatload and then he came in last year and did basically jack and shit. If Jacoby Myers doesn't throw him the fucking ball at the end of the Patriots game, we're not talking about that guy at all. Other than that, he was absent most of the season. I mean, he was out there, but he wasn't making the splash plays. He wasn't doing what his salary says he should do. You were making basic plays that a basic defensive guy you're supposed to be a superstar, top flight, and you weren't that. So I'm sorry. This is a performance-based league. What have you done for me lately? Well, what have you done for me lately was jacking shit. So if you're going to go on social media and fucking piss and moan about me, They could stand at the fucking podium and say, well, let's look at your stats last year. Then what the fuck would you say? You're still getting paid. You're under contract. The contract thing bugs me. And that's just a fucking... I guess that's just... Maybe I'm old school. Maybe it's because I work in a contract sort of business where contracts mean a fucking lot. And you fulfill the contract to every fucking detail that is detailed in that contract. Or we end up the fucking court. Literally. So, contracts to me mean something. And you're getting paid a motherfucking premium, my man. Premium. You're getting paid a lot of goddamn money. And you did not perform to the level of your pay last year. Bottom line. Period. You can't dice it. You can't spin it and say that you equaled the level of pay that you received for services rendered last year. Period. No motherfucking way. So that means you should be coming in this year fired up, willing to do anything and whatever it takes. Obviously, maybe your employer is not happy with your performance on the job. The fact that they're willing to hand your job to a rookie who's less than 100% and coming back from a major injury doesn't even have all of its explosiveness back yet is a telling sign. The fact that they're in no rush, it seems, to bring you back in-house is a telling sign. There's more to this story, and I think there's more to this story on the side of Chandler Jones than there is on the side of management. He's the one under contract. You're the one blasting your employer all over social media. You're the one being unprofessional. You're the one taking shit out of house and airing dirty fucking laundry all over. You're the one that can't handle your fucking business like a professional inside the walls of your employer's headquarters, property, field, anywhere you want to have the conversation. I hope they can figure out a way to get rid of his fucking boat anchor of a contract and get rid of him. Because quite frankly, you're just above average at this point in your career. Just above average. And you're getting paid like you're king shit. You ain't wearing the crown no more, buddy. You ain't wearing the crown no more. I think you should be happy with what you're getting paid, and you should have been there. I think you should have shut up and doing this shit on fucking social media and slandering people that are paying you 10 plus million motherfucking dollars a year. I think that's just fucking Bush League and juvenile. I'm sorry. You can't spin it any other way to me. I've been pissed off about my employers many a time, and I ain't going on fucking social media and blasting them publicly. Good Lord. Moving along. Let's clear all that bullshit. Get that the fuck out of here. Oh, wait. Where'd I go? Oh, sorry.
Fatality.
Easy now. All right. Moving on. Moving back. We got to touch on this. We're going to follow along. Every season, I like to pick I usually go with ESPN, the worldwide leader in bullshit related to sports, because you need a parameter. You need a gauge as to where the rest of the league and the world, the football world as a whole, is looking at the franchise. Where are you at in the pecking order of the 32? So I like to follow one, and I kind of wanted to wait and see where they were placed after week one, and win or loss, because I don't really give a fuck about the preseason rankings. I wanted to see what they did after week one. So let's take a look, shall we? Let's take a look. And the Raiders were ranked 23rd coming into week one, and they now have them ranked 19th. Moving on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the fucking sky high. 1-0, and moving on up the rankings. So, I mean, that's what you want to see. You want to see the climb, but right around here is where the Raiders kind of topped out last year, and then they continued to bob up and down like a horse on a fucking merry-go-round the rest of the season. So you hope that there's a steady climb here after this week 1. So we'll see. I think 19's a fair ranking. They're obviously not a top 10 team. I wouldn't even really put them in the top half yet. We got to see one more week. And then I think you can make an argument. The fact they did only put up 17 on offense, I think you could have seen a little more on the offensive side of the ball. That probably would have garnered a little higher ranking if you've seen a little more explosive offense, maybe a little stronger out of the running game. But I think 19's fair for what we've seen in week 1 and for where the team's expected to be right now. But expectations are all relative, and I think that could change very quickly with another win. But 19, fucking is what it is. Where are we at here? Where are we at? Cool Kids! The newsletter, the sponsors, all that shit. Our official sponsor at Raider Reaction. Go to RaiderReaction.com. Address right here. Our official sponsors right here on the homepage. Clear live streams, man. Hit that damn button. Send a message to give me the hookup. Raider Reaction sent you. You need, dude, I'm telling you, I've updated my Clear Live Streams app because they are sponsors. So Bryant's hooked me up, and I've got the platinum fucking app now. I'm telling you, shit's sweeter than motherfucking Yoo-hoo. You need to get the hookup. If you're not watching your games and everything through Clear Live Streams, and you're getting bent over by the man and raw dogged, that's just wrong. Go to our sponsor. Go to Clear Live Streams. Go to the website. Hit the button. It's right on the homepage. Just send them a message. Say, I need the hookup. I need to get the hookup for fucking week 2. And get the hookup. Now, while you're there, scroll down to the bottom of any page. Put your email address down here so you can get our Dark Side newsletter so we can keep you informed of when shit is going on. And, you can join the groups on here. There's all kinds of other pages, show lineup, the hype team, all kinds of stuff on here. All kinds. There's lines. Look how handsome he is. He is the behind-the-scenes guru, show host, our fallen brothers here. Rip Raider, KD, sucks without you guys, man. Just ain't the same without you guys. But a lot of stuff on the website. But if you want to be a cool kid and have one of the cool badges, don't look at that guy. He always just flipping off Mahomes there, so at least he knows what's up. Click this button right here to become a sponsor. It's going to take you right to where you need to go. There's all this info here about becoming a subscriber of our Facebook page. And you'll be able to be in our raffles on the first week of every month, and his other cool little perks you get put in our inner circle group and other things. It's one of the cool kids. When you comment, like Robert Paul and the other cool kids, throwing stars is cool too. We like stars. Stars are good. Thank you, brother. Stars won Robert Paul a jersey. It's gonna be coming his way soon. JoJo is the JoJo. He's not in. I'm telling you, brother. You think you're the king of the subscribers, and you are. I mean, you're royalty. I'll give it to you. You're like 13, 14 month. But there is a guy who's got you beat. He's Raider Nation from the other side of the pond, though. See, and he watches about hours and hours later, and he was the very first subscriber, and he's still a subscriber. So, he's actually got you beat by just a little bit. But we just don't ever see him in the comments usually. We'll see him in the comments usually, like after the fact. Like, I see him in the comments. But you guys don't typically see him in the comments. Kenny Blair. He is the number 1 subscriber. Sorry. You're gonna have to have somebody fucking take Kenny's knee out or something, so you're gonna miss a month or something. I don't know what you could do, but he's been there since the second I put it out there. He was on, and he was a subscriber before when we had it before they took it away from us. So, but I appreciate you all. But I have to burst your bubble, JoJo. Sorry. You just gotta wait till Kenny slips up once, because I think you're the second, probably. You might be second. I don't know. I'll have to look.
I call security. What?
All right, moving on. But be one of the cool kids, man. Be one of the cool kids. We appreciate you, and every penny you put into Raider Reaction, we put right back out in the shit we do. So we appreciate you. But that's enough of that. We got other shit to talk about. Sponsors, Cool Kid in the newsletter. There you go. Let's talk about this fucking Bills game. Now, I don't know about you, but I have an unbelievable disdain for the Bills. The Bills are honestly one of my most hated teams. And people don't understand my hatred for the Bills. And I don't understand why. Because a lot of people that watch the stuff and hang out on the page are roughly in my same age bracket. And it seems like they've forgotten that era where the Bills just were the team in the AFC that the Raiders just couldn't get past. And that was basically all the time I was in high school and middle school. And my best friend through all those years was a Bills fan. And I would have to sit and I had the pleasure of sitting and watching every one of those Super Bowl losses with him. Every single one. And oh my God, the joy of watching every one of those Super Bowl losses, especially the one when my team gets fucking shellacked right before in the AFC Championship game, and then I watch his team piss down their leg in the fucking Super Bowl. It was fucking beautiful. But I hate the Bills with a passion. Can't stand Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, fucking Bennett, all the oh man, Reed, fuck every goddamn one of them. Fucking hated him on fucking Tecmo Bowl because the son of a bitch always played with him on fucking Tecmo Bowl too. Hated him. That hate has never left me, not even this fucking slightest iota. I carry that hate with me to this day in my soul. Knocked out my fucking team, destroyed them in the snow. No, Bo Jackson, you mother. I hate the Bills. The Bills are a garbage franchise, a fucking kiddie table franchise, a fucking punchline of an NFL joke. That is all this team is. And now supposedly there's some cute, lovable fucking fan base. There's a bunch of fucking drunk, obnoxious assholes slamming each other through fucking tables. That's it. Big fucking deal. You jump up on top of a fucking Winnebago and slam some other drunk asshole through a fucking table and cook shitty pizza inside file cabinets and shit, and that makes you a lovable fucking fan base? To me, that makes you a bunch of fucking douchebags. The fact you even live up there in the fucking frozen tundra, in the fucking armpit of the world, I guess that's all you got. That's entertainment. That's what you do, I guess, up there. You eat buffalo wings and fucking cook pizza and shitty devices and slam each other through crappy tables that you buy at Walmart. Oh man, good times. That must be why the population of Buffalo has pretty much decreased since 1990. Why? Because it's a fucking armpit and nobody wants to live there. That's why. You can Google that shit. Trust me, I did. Because I only drop facts, motherfuckers. I hate the Bills! How are they 9-point favorites? How are they 9-point favorites when they came out last night and couldn't move the ball and could not outduel the fucking MILF Hunter? How are they 9-point favorites over the Raiders? Because he's one of your poster boys? Your poster boy went out there and was serving up fucking free picks to everybody. He couldn't outduel the MILF Hunter last night and lost to the Jets. But they're 9-point favorites. The disrespect is real. The disrespect is real. I think the Raiders have a much better chance than people are giving them this weekend. People have been crowning the Bills in this game and counting this win for months. That this was just, the Raiders, they're not going to be able to beat the Bills in week 2. Week 2 is a loss. I don't know how many times I've heard it. Any given Sunday, man. Any given Sunday. And last week just showed you that. Any given Sunday. Aaron Rodgers goes out in the first 75 seconds of the game. In New York. At home. And they still can't even get it done. That was an inept performance. And the Bills finished the season not firing on all cylinders last year. I'm telling you, they may have already peaked. There becomes a point when these good teams that just can't quite get there, peak. And they may have already peaked. Josh Allen's good. He hasn't proven that he's great yet. He hasn't proven that he can get past anybody. He's been close. Close. Close does not count in the National Football League. Close does not fucking count at all. Bennett did very well. I can't believe I missed mentioning Bennett. Thank you for bringing that up, Craig. Thank you. He was one of the defensive guys I failed to mention. Of course, I can't touch on everybody, but I should have hit on him. Bennett did play great. He got burned a little bit, but man, I tell you, I got my Diablo jersey. I got on board with the number 5, okay, as a linebacker. Took me a while, but man, you are never, ever, ever. I seen it on I don't know how many teams this weekend. You are never gonna fucking get me on board with a fucking number 0 jersey. Never. That just looks fucked. It really does. That just looks fucked. I don't like it. I feel like a get off my lawn guy when I say that, but I don't like it. I think linebackers should be fucking 50, 55. Running backs should be 32, 23, 26. Corners should look like corners. Safety should look like safeties. Quarterbacks should have quarterback numbers. It's a goddamn abomination. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I don't like it. But he played well, and I think this is going to be a much closer game than people think. I think the Raiders have a good chance to win this game. I think this is going to be a tough game. I think the Bills had a very lackluster performance in week 1, but they are talented, and they do got talent and weapons on the offensive side of the ball. And Josh Allen can sling the fucking rock. We have seen it. He's got weapons. He's got guys that can catch the ball, and their defense doesn't suck, but they are missing weapons over there. There's no Von Miller. So I think you line up where you got a good chance. I think you just need to see a little more Josh Jacobs. I think, obviously, the running game, I think, is key against the Bills. I think that's something they couldn't really get established against the Donkeys. That made things difficult in week 1, and I think that's the key to week 2. I think the key to week 2 is the running game and feeding Josh and getting Josh going. Because I think if you get Josh going, Jimmy G on the play action and working off of the running game is absolutely amazing. And I think he could fucking pick this Bills D apart. I really do. I think this game goes through Josh Jacobs. And if Josh Jacobs is up knocking near 100 yards, I think the Raiders win this game. I think that's how they win this game, is dragging it down a little bit, playing a little old school football, smack them in the fucking mouth, limit the possessions, and you steal this game in Buffalo, and you come on back to Vegas and get ready to smack some fucking squealers around. I think that's the key to the game, and that's the key to winning this game. Now we'll see if they can do it.
Game over.
All right, moving on. We do have a fan of the week, and like I said, I have got some fucking awesome entries thus far. Some staged photos, some videos, couples photos. But I had to line them up, so I've already got you guys. I've got them saved. I've started a file, and I've got them already. Now, I'm going to keep you all in line and all queued up until I get the ones out of queue. But if somebody sends something that's better than one of the others, you know, it might bump up in the rankings. But I've got all your. We've got a fan of the week. Let's get to it, shall we? We do have a fan of the week. All you gotta do to be fan of the week, send us a picture, send us a video, singing a fucking song, doing a dance. I don't care, as long as you're rocking the silver and black. Get it to us in any way, shape, or form. Send it to the website, send it to any social media platforms, midget, gram, send it, carrier, fucking pigeon, on the back of a mule, whatever. As long as it gets to our door. And just say, hey, I'm fan of the week, and we'll say, all right, we're going to put you in line to be fan of the week. And we got some nice new goodies, and we're still getting new goodies in. I order a new something every week, and so I've got things that come in about every week. The pre-order stuff will all be in by the weekend, so I'll be spending the weekend packaging everything up so I can get everything out, because I'm going to be traveling the next week for heading to the home opener. So if you're going to be at the home opener, I'm going to have poker chips on me and goodies on me, so if you see me, hit me up, and I will, I'll hook you up. Alright, fan of the week. Fan of the week. Drum roll, please. You usually will get in, especially if you're new. Ryan Darnell is fan of the week. He's sending some nice pictures. For being fan of the week, and we selected our favorite, and here it is. And thank you, Ryan. We appreciate you. We appreciate you for following us here at Raider Reaction. And send us your address, please, and we'll hook you up with a nice little Raider Reaction prize pack featuring one of our 2023 Fuck Your Team poker chips. But thank you, Ryan. We appreciate you. And we will have another fan of the week next week. So if you want to be fan of the week, just get it on in here. JoJo, we gotta talk about that. We gotta get on the stick. Well, we gotta talk about that, JoJo. We gotta get our plan together, because we've lost Lines. Lines is not gonna make it for the Miami game now. So it looks like it's probably just a threesome, me, you, and my son. That'll be rolling down there, which is fine. That's all good, but so now we gotta figure out when exactly we want to purchase these tickets. Because I'm sorry. I go buy the tickets. I will wait till fucking literally days before the event to buy the fucking tickets, because that's sometimes when you get the best fucking deals and get the best seats. And I'm always in good seats, am I not? So obviously what I'm doing must motherfucking work. So, but people don't want to listen to me, but that's alright. It's alright. Everybody said, did you get your tickets yet? No. How far is that motherfucking game away? November? Psst, shit. Get out of here. I ain't even thought about them tickets yet. I look. I watch the prices go up. I watch them go down. No. I'll wait. But we need to talk about it and make plans. So let's figure it out, JoJo. South Beach. JoJo and the Commish. This could be like one of them fucking crazy fucking cop shows. JoJo and the Commish. Alright. That's enough for fan of the week. Fucking Miami Vice, South Beach style. We're gonna have to wear like fucking... Man, my brain just... I know, shut up.
What? Yo, mama.
Alright, moving on. Let's wrap this sucker up, shall we? Oh, there's nothing like a WTF that I know is just gonna wrinkle somebody's feathers or jam their fucking panties right up their ass. So let's get into it, because I know this'll fucking rub somebody wrong, but ask me if I give a fuck, because I'm gonna tell you no. Let's get after it, shall we? It's just a little thing. that we like to call the WTF. I see it all the time. It's in all the groups. There's so many of them. I can't even keep track. Oh, hold on. I knew I should have checked ahead of time, but that's all right. Let's back that truck up a second. This thought's going to take longer than that. All right. Like I said, I see it in all the groups. I see it everywhere. And not just Raider groups. I'm not just singling out any Raider fan. I'm talking NFL fans in general. There is not a term that just makes the fucking hair on my neck stand up, that just makes my skin crawl, that just makes it's the most cringe fucking term that there is, man. Super fan. What the fuck? When did this become such a thing? That now it's like some fucking little club that everybody wants to fucking be in. I think, I don't know. I'm not a club guy, I guess. Clubs are cool. But not that kind of club. I don't, just everybody is every fucking barnyard animal in the fucking world. Every fucking jackass that's got a fucking Halloween Express mask. Everybody's a super fan now. If you put on a mask and go to a game, you're a super fan. And now they've even got a fucking super fan fucking club, a little super fan circle jerk, where they can all the super fans of other teams get together and they can all fucking sit around and I don't know, trade fucking costume advice, pat each other on the ass. Good game, guys. Oh, you almost got it this week. I don't go to games to fucking hang out and fucking fraternize with the enemy. No. I'm sorry. I guess I'm old school. I guess I come from a point where, you know, when you went and played the other team, you didn't like them. You didn't want to hang out with their fan base and have barbecues together. Fucking make TikToks together. That's fucking weak. That's cheesy. That's fucking lame. Superfan is the dumbest fucking term. You're just a fan. That's it. A fan is a fanatical follower of the team. Super fan? And who gets to decide you're super? You? Just because you put a fucking mask on? I'm a super fan. Woo, look at my cape. Got me a little fucking red and blue fucking medallion. Look at it, look at it. It's retarded. I'm sorry. I can't. Dude, we got fucking rabbits, fucking there's fucking animals from Africa running around now. Every motherfucking superhero. Look, we got fucking Raider Mario and Luigi. And I was like, guys, when's it gonna end? Listen, the first time I see a fucking Raider Oompa Loompa, I'm punting that motherfucker. Straight punting him. Okay? That's where I draw the line. I'm sorry. You're not related to the Oompa Loompas. They're from an island. What the fuck? That's not the Raider Nation I grew up with. The Raider Nation I grew up with looked intimidating in the stands. You were scared to go in there. This Raider Nation, my kids want to go take fucking pictures with them. Oh, look, Daddy, it's a bunny. Somewhere I missed the memo. Motherfucking that Chad, there we go. We need to figure out how we can be I can be the Raider Grouch. I need to you can be the big guy, Chad, that'll carry me around in the trash can. Fuck yeah, there we go. Let's hook it up. Be the fucking Raider Grouch. I could be like the fucking anti-super fan. And you can fucking help carry me around in your big Raider fucking trash man suit. There we go. There we go. We could be like the fucking two-headed anti-super fan. Oh, I ain't fucking right in the head. I am not right in the head. Thank you, each and every one of you. Tomorrow will be the fantasy show, David. Wednesday night is always fantasy night at Raider Reaction, and we got a big show. I'm holding on to a 1-point victory. Holding on, man, like a fat man holding on to that last donut. Holding on tight. Hoping for no stat corrections. Survivor League, my God, bled like a sieve. Motherfuckers falling off of that bitch like crazy. Woo! It was brutal, heinous. Until next time, thank you all for joining me, man. Appreciate you all. Be excited, Raider Nation. We're 1-0, leading the division, 1 game lead against everybody. It's a reason to be excited. Enjoy it. It doesn't happen all the time. And let's hope for a fucking good showing in Buffalo. I think the team can get this dub. Should take a little luck, but it takes a little luck to win every fucking game. I'm out. Peace, love, Raider Nation.